Friday night. AJ.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Yeah, buddy. Out partying, smoking the cocaine.
Smell cocaine now?
Sorry, cocaine.
I've been doing it wrong.
That's because we've been boofing it.
Boofing?
Yeah, boofing. It means you put up your butt.
He's a poofta?
No, boof. Boofing. It means to put up your butt. No, you boof it up your butt. Anyway, ladies and Benjamin, welcome to another episode. If in my opinion, we figured we'd just do another one. We're supposed to get a guest on. I'm in talks to get another guest on. I want to get Duck, and I'm end up gonna just give up eventually and just get someone else on here. He has not really answered me as far as what's going on with his schedule, so we might just have to bypass that and get somebody new. Who knows? AJ, who do you want
I think Miley Cyrus would be fun to have on.
I agree. Miley Cyrus would be super hella fun. I would probably, I mean, to be honest, we might only get like half an hour in because I'm going to start talking to her about like Liam and, you know, her situation with her father, and I think that's going to offend her. And honestly, that's the hard-hitting questions we ask here on, in my opinion. Like, would you boof cocaine?
I mean, you gotta try everything once, right?
Yeah, no, I agree. Boofing is the way to be. If you're not boofing, you're not doing it right. That's why I put garlic up my butt every day to keep away the vampires. Anyway.
And garlic is good for your cholesterol, too.
Not where I've been sticking it.
Oh, my.
So today, we're in the middle of October.
Almost exactly in the middle.
Yeah, pretty much.
Actually, it is exactly in the middle.
Yeah. Good job. You're good at numbers. Give yourself a pat on the back. Anyway. Today, we're going to talk about a whole bunch of stuff. There was stuff I had set up. Where did I put it? Oh, I texted you it. That's why. Because I'm going to be honest, I fucking lost exactly what we were going to talk about today.
That's cool.
Yeah. Back for Blood is out. If you're listening to this, although if you are listening to this and it's not out yet, then you're in the past.
That's impossible.
You're not just wrong, you're stupid. And you're ugly, just like your mom. But the concept that I wanted to get across is that I thought about Halloween, and every year I think about Halloween and the things that make me go, the things that make you say, And to be honest, I think about because this weekend, or I guess last weekend, I watched Addams Family.
The new cartoon one or the original one?
No. The Angelica Houston, Christopher Lloyd, Christina Ricci. I don't remember the guy who played Gomez, but I know he was M. Bison. I forget why. I forget his name. I want to say something Spanish, like Javier Bardem, but I know that's not it.
That just seems racist.
It's not racist. It's just like I know he has that like cool ass name, you know, like Ricardo Montalban. Like Ricardo Montalban's a kick ass name. But so yeah, I was thinking about this stuff and
Raul Julia. That's his name.
I don't think that's his name. I think you just made that up.
I just Googled it.
No, you didn't.
Google is a hell of a drug.
Ain't it? Ain't it though?
It is.
So I want to talk about the fact that like when it came to me, when I grew up around Halloween, it was always a thing of like my dad's side was always the side that would like play shit that not necessarily wouldn't be for kids, but like I for some reason my imagery for all that is dark and gloomy is my dad's side. Like I'm pretty sure I watched Adam's Family there. I'm pretty sure I watched Beetlejuice there. I'm pretty sure I watched like the Burton Batman there. I'm pretty sure I watched Pet Cemetery there. Just like that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like not necessarily bad.
Stuff that's not necessarily for kids, but it's not necessarily like bad.
Like gory. Like it's not
Yeah.
like super bloody or anything. It's just very spooky and creepy and
Yeah.
very macabre.
Basically Tim Burton.
Yeah. I mean, have you seen his wife? I mean, come on.
I mean, they're divorced now, but
So now I was trying to lighten the mood, and you upset it with the divorce. Now
why are we late in the mood? It's Halloween, spooky time.
now I'm thinking about my family's divorce. Anyway, so yeah, I was. It wasn't until I got older that my dad showed me The Thing, which is probably my favorite movie of all time, as far as horror movies. Yeah, great record. It's probably one of my favorite movies of all time as far as horror movies. But I wanted to talk to you about because I think one of the big things for me was that snake scene in Beetlejuice. It always creeped me the fuck out as a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, my grandmother's house was always the thing where like upstairs was the bathroom, and it was in a creaky house, and you had to go up by yourself because you're gonna go pee. You weren't gonna like go up and make cookies with a group of people. So it was like
My uncle peed with me all the time.
but you had we'll talk about that in a sec, or at least you should talk about that with your therapist. But the concept was that you had to go upstairs by yourself and go to the bathroom, and I was always afraid to go upstairs because no one was upstairs, and my grandmother always talked about the kid that lived there, or the kid that was haunting the house, and I don't know why I thought like, oh, the kid's gonna kill
Something
me.
that you tell kids.
Well, yeah, but it's something. But like, legitimately, I don't know if it's like true or not. But supposedly there was a kid who burned in a fire there. I don't know if it's true or not, but it was a constant thing. Like my grandmother swore to death that she'd have occurrences where he would do stuff, like he would turn off the TV on her. She would yell at him because she believed in that shit.
Well, a little shit.
Yeah, what a little piece of shit. I'm glad he's dead. But like the concept of just that experience, like I was always afraid to go over to my grandmother's house, and my dad acted like I didn't like her, but it really was just like her house. It was her house and the shit we watched. Like we either would watch sports, or we'd watch fucking, like you could feel it. Like maybe it's because I was a kid, but you could feel the energy.
Something spooky.
Yeah, like something was watching you at all times. But maybe that's just me as a kid.
Yeah, the one movie that creeped me out, I remember distinctly, was Ernest Scared Stupid. With the fucking troll. Because I watched it with my brother and my cousin, and I remember we were watching it, and they like scared me. They're like, "Oh no, look behind you! He's coming out of the couch!" And I, like, that for whatever reason that just stuck with me. Yeah.
Excuse me.
And it's like watching it now. It is like the least scariest movie. And I think the thing that creeped me out the most was like the scary montage at the beginning of it.
Yeah.
And just like all like the different like 50s like scary movies and everything. For like whatever reason that was scarier to me than the rest of the movie.
Yeah. I think now as an adult you take yourself away from that concept of it being real. It's like watching pro wrestling. Except for pro wrestling, I think it's the opposite. You think it's real and you're like really into it and like so. But like now as an adult, I watch wrestling and go, God, they're gonna have brain damage when they get older. Like they're gonna I think about the adult stuff. Like when it comes to
Chris Benoit.
Yeah, well, no, we don't mention him. There's plenty of other people that we could have said.
Brock Lesnar.
The concept that he's definitely gonna die of dementia or something. He's either gonna die of dementia or kill his family. I swear to God, that's not even a joke. I legitimately think he's capable and would do that. Supposedly he's a really good guy. According to one of the wrestlers, Seth Rollins, if you give him beer after your match, he'll love you. He said, I set up a bucket full of Coors, and we were best friends after our match. I was like, okay. So, but like as an adult, when it comes to horror, you take yourself out of the equation of, oh, could you imagine if you were, hunted down and by a guy who just wasn't able to be stopped? Like, I love horror now. I think horror is great. I think horror is, it's the same as playing video games. It takes yourself out of the equation of like, this would never happen, and that's why it's enjoyable to watch. You know what I mean? Like with all movies, really. I think.
So listening to Kristen and Steve, they were talking about a study where basically watching a scary movie in a safe environment, like either your house or a movie theater, releases endorphins, like the fight or flight reaction.
Well, that
And
makes sense.
if y- your body gets that endorphin rush, but still knows that it's safe, so it's like basically like almost like getting like a like a natural high out of watching it.
So you like put your underwear and pants back on and lock all the windows and doors, right?
I mean, I'm always naked. I never put my underwear and pants on.
Okay. You have big windows, though. Aren't you worried that someone's going to see your dangus?
I mean, you're telling me I can't be naked in my own house? What's this fucking China? I thought this was
Communist.
America.
This is communist China. Um, yeah, I don't know. I couldn't tell you that what part, but the concept of like Adam's Family. I don't know why Adam's Family creeped me the fuck out. It's just like the atmosphere of that movie was weird. But then you look at like the second or the first one, and you like hear MC Hammer's "Too Legit to Quit" or some shit like that, or the Adams Family theme song.
Now I tried to play it on and act like I'm having a ball.
Where it's like they do what they wanted, they say what they want. It's just like MC Hammer. Like, how is that? For one, I don't think marketing wise, it's such a new age thing to do. It's such a hey, look what the kids are doing kind of thing. Like,
It's almost like when you put Vanilla Ice in a friggin' Ninja Turtles movie.
hey, you stay away from that movie. You hear me? You stay far, far away from that movie. God damn it. We didn't need a ninja rap, but we got one. Well, even like the first movie had like a rap to it that was based around. Which, by the way, I watched a video, and just a side note. I watched a video today, or not today, but a couple days ago. The theme song, the Turtle Power song, where they're like TURLTL Power, or whatever the fuck the song goes. The rapper guy, they did not give him information, or he did not know about the actual turtles, because there's a part where he leaves out one of the turtles completely in one of the lyrics. Like, he doesn't even mention, I think, Leonardo or Raph, like one of them. Like, it's just fucking weird. Because it's like, I didn't notice it until I like went back and listened and was like, oh shit, you're right. It's completely left out. But yeah, like now, I think when I was like a teen, I think I was a teenager, my dad showed me the John Carpenter's The Thing. Like, John Carpenter's The Thing is one of my favorite movies. And it's because of the fact that, I don't know, it's kind of like that. I assume why people love that game Among Us. Because it's like you don't know who can be trusted.
Yeah.
And it's a
It's like
fun.
it's like an adapting like who done it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's fun in the moment. Like if you were in that real position in Alaska, or where are they, Antarctica, or wherever they are.
Antarctica.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's something with an A. It's a cold place with an A.
Afghanistan.
No, not that. That's opposite. But like if you were in that situation, you would hate it. Like, that would be so scary. But like watching it or playing Among Us, I get was like why it feels so fun. But it's just such a good movie. I don't know, and it leaves a lot of things unanswered, and it's just so good. It's just so good. And Wilford Brimley's in it, and you can't stop. You can't think of. You can't think of diabetes without Wilford Brimley.
He's a diabetes staple.
Yeah, he is the staple, the spokesman of diabetes. Like for diabetes, not like for the association to get rid of diabetes. He's the spokesman for diabetes.
I don't even know what diabetes was if it wasn't for him.
Exactly.
Diabetes.
Exactly. But yeah, just getting back on that topic of I mean, I didn't watch too much of because I know Tales from the Crypt was a thing,
Yeah.
and I think even Twilight Zone was a thing that I would be like weirded out by, but
Did you
not.
just say Toilet Zone?
No, Twilight Zone. Why would you
could
think
have
I said
I could have
Toilet
sworn you
Zone?
said Toilet Zone.
Maybe I'm having a stroke. Hold
That's
on.
where I went with my uncle.
God damn it. Okay. So, Twilight Zone was like I don't know. It seemed like something I didn't understand. Just like
Yeah.
X-Files. X-Files was something I never understood, but I still like my dad watched it all the time. I would love
So I never watched the show The Twilight Zone, but I did see the Twilight Zone movie. The one with Dan Aykroyd and John Lithgow.
Yeah. I don't think I've
And-
ever seen that part except for the plane part.
The plane freaked me out. The fucking little gremlin.
Yeah.
I think the thing that creeped me out the most was the beginning part with Dan Aykroyd when he turns into fucking demon or whatever he turns into, the Wendigo.
I've never even seen that part. Every time it's one of
he's-
those things, but it's one of those things where every time you see something on TV, it's always at the same spot, which was John Lithgow gets pulled off the plane, and then and then the end part is Dan Aykroyd saying, "Hey, you want to see something cool?" And then it's over.
No, because at the beginning, Dan Aykroyd's driving in a car with the guy who does the voice of Marlin from Finding Nemo.
Albert
And-
Brooks.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're driving, and they like pull over, and he says like something like, "Oh, let's see something scary or whatever," and they like does something stupid, and then Dan Aykroyd goes, "Hey, now do you want to see something really scary?" And then he like turns around and then turns back around, and he's like this like big blue monster,
Oh,
and he just
cool.
like grabs him by the neck and starts like shaking him, and then it like cuts. But
Oh.
I think just like the eerie like turnaround and like reveal that he's a fucking monster, being like
Yeah.
7 or however old I was, like just like creeped me the fuck out.
like your parents were gonna do it at one point, just randomly.
Yeah. Like like when Large Marge turns into the ghoul
Oh yeah,
in
yeah.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
But when you go back and watch that, you're like, yeah, that's definitely claymation. And
Yeah,
that's
like
kind
this
of
is the
weird
stupidest
part.
thing, but yeah, when you're 5
Yeah, you're
and
like,
you
oh
see this for the
shit!
first time, yeah.
Plus the build up, everyone's like, Large Marge.
Yeah.
It's just like awkward. It's awkward and quiet, and like the tension is there when he's in the cabin with her, and then when she does that, it just like makes everything.
Yeah.
Like you think she just like drive off and just turn into a ghost or something. The cold truck will turn into a ghost, but it's just fucking weird. Like that. That's another example of that. The Pee-wee's Big Adventure movie.
Something
where-
that shouldn't be scary, but
But it was when you're a kid.
yeah.
That's like Goosebumps. Goosebumps is a perfect example of that too. Where Are You Afraid of
Yeah.
the Dark? Goosebumps.
Oh yeah.
Where like it would be such it's the atmosphere,
Yeah.
and like nothing.
I-
Sometimes nothing would happen at all.
I remember the one Are You Afraid of the Dark that freaked me out was they drew a door on the wall in chalk, and this like ghost came out.
Can
and,
I
like,
stop you right there? You're explaining the story, the plot, the beginning plot to Kingdom Hearts.
Oh no.
Was there a guy in a
Kingdom
hood?
No, he was just like a weird like creepy monster ghost.
Okay.
But he like kidnaps this girl's sister, and like eventually like new kids move into the house, and there's like an old lady, and she's like, "Oh, my sister disappeared in this house. Don't draw a door on the wall in chalk." And they end up doing it anyway.
Did she say that directly? Hey, don't draw a door
Yeah.
on the wall in chalk.
Don't do these specific instructions in order to summon a ghost.
It's like it reminds me of the scene from, and it's completely irrelevant, but the scene from Mystery Team.
Don't suck their dicks.
You want me to suck your dicks?
No, man.
But yeah, it's exactly that. It's fucking. I don't remember any Are You Afraid of the Darks. I remember Goosebumps. I remember when they debuted the episode with the. Oh, I forget what it was called. The one where the guy in the library was really an alien who was like eating bugs or something.
I do remember that one. I remember the makeup when he turns into an alien or monster or whatever
Yeah.
he is, and it was it was like paper mache.
Yeah.
Like it was
But
so bad, but he was so creepy.
the concept of eating bugs made me
Yeah.
want to vomit. Like that's still to this day. I can't do it. Like I can't even think about it. I'll start gagging because it's like the concept of it. I'm like, nope, no,
Do not do
disgusting.
that here.
We do not do that here. That's where like when I went to California in Pier 39, Pier 39, Pier 36, something like that. They had those. They had like little like seasoned crickets. I'm like, nope.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, I'll fucking throw up. I said, Jenna, get that shit out of my face. I'm gonna throw up. I can't do it. And I don't know what it is. Like, it's not that big of a deal. It's like, okay, people want to eat bugs. That's fine. I eat cows. I eat chickens. It's whatever. But
People also eat ass.
yeah, well, that's not really like the actual act of it. But
Still get poo in your mouth.
yes, that's true. But that's not what I'm talking about. They were like, I don't know. I can't even talk about it anymore. Like, we gotta talk about something else. Not the ass eating. It's the like. I'm more disturbed by eating bugs than eating ass.
Under your head right now, would you rather eat a butt or a bug?
A butt. A butt. I would straight up eat a butt. I would eat someone's ass out, and the only way I wouldn't is if that person had eaten bugs before they did that.
That's double trouble.
Yeah, that's a no because it's still associated with the other thing.
Get
But
some
yeah.
cricket legs in your teeth.
Stop. That just made me think of which is a little bit better. Me, myself, and Irene. Oh shit! What just happened? What did I just pull out? Can you still hear me?
No. Yeah.
Okay. Something I yanked out. I think it was my capture card. Yeah, I did. Okay. Fine. We're good. We're good. We're good. Okay. Cut that all out. So yeah, that was one of the things I wanted to talk about because it is spoopy season. Spoopy season is upon us. I'm not really there yet. For one, I'm having a little bit of trouble, and I'm sure I'll put it up on Instagram on Halloween, but I'm doing my own thing for Halloween. It's a bit of a niche costume, but I'm making it myself. Well, kind of making it myself, I guess. I don't know what you're doing for Halloween, if you have anything planned, or what what your kids are going to be.
Andy's being a character from Five Nights at Freddy's.
Which
Evie
one?
is being Ballora. I don't know. He really
Ballora.
likes her for some reason. It's like the sister location.
Oh, yeah. It's like the pink or like the violet one?
No,
that's-
she's white and blue. She's like the ballerina.
I think I know that one. I know most pop culture things through pops, so if they made a pop of it, I probably know what it is. And then you said Evie is
Gonna be Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas.
nice.
Courtney is
Very
gonna
nice.
be Hit Me Baby One More Time, Britney Spears.
Okay, that's weird.
And she wants me to be Kevin Federline, but I don't know about that.
You could do that, no problem.
I mean, yeah, all you have to do is wear just like a baggy shirt with like a sideways hat.
I was gonna say put on
Just,
like a wife beater and baggy shorts or baggy sweatpants, and then you'd be fine.
Yeah.
And like maybe like a 2000s bucket hat. And then try to light your fart on fire or something. Or maybe that was Robot Chicken. I can't remember. But I am going to be a bit of a niche. I want really bad for it to work, but the problem is I never really think ahead, and I always buy something, and then it's like, this might not come in on time. And I'm like, fuck! And I just hope that someone sees my costume and, we both see eye to eye. That's all I'm saying.
Are you Mike Wazowski?
No, I'm not Mike Wazowski. I'm not giving clues either.
Oh, my next one was gonna be, are you Powerline?
No, definitely not. Because if you guessed it right, why would I tell you? You know, I want my costume to stand out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you. Definitely Mike Wazowski.
Definitely Mike Wazowski. Thank you. I'm actually going for Randall. You know, I'm a huge fan of
Buscemi.
yeah, Steve Buscemi. God damn it, you beat me to it, but yes, Steve Buscemi. Sopranos, Boardwalk Empire, and now Monsters Inc. I do love Monsters Inc. Monsters Inc. is one of my favorites. That's one of my childhood memories of watching that. We went all the way down to over, I don't know where exactly. I guess near Lansdale. There's the 309 theater. I don't know if you've been there. Montgomeryville. Yeah. Sorry, I lived there for about a year. Anyway, there was the 309 theater.
Yeah.
And I was probably an old record when it came to, so-and-so, when I used to live with them. But I would always remind them that, hey, I saw Monsters, Inc. at 309. Because it's such a childhood memory that I'm like, I remember loving that movie and seeing it at that theater. Because we saw Far From Home there.
Okay.
And I was like, I saw Monsters, Inc. here. And she's like, yeah, I know. You've told me multiple times. I'm like, I'm just saying, it's one of my favorite movies. And I saw it, and I have a cool thermos that's a Scream container. It's fucking awesome. It makes a sound and everything. I'll have to show you it sometime. But yeah, Halloween is always great. Halloween should always be great. I don't care how old you are. You should be able to dress up whenever you want. That's why I love going to conventions. And that's the thing. Like, even if it doesn't come on time, I'm gonna do something else and then work that into a convention costume. The thing I really want to do is set up a Bluetooth speaker so I can play the two songs on my
dance.
waist. Yeah. It's really like in depth. There's people out there who make YouTube videos on the dance, like doing the whole dance, and I'm like, no, I'm good. Like the perfect cast.
Just pretend to be Michael Jackson and be okay.
Yeah. Well, the thing I think I'm gonna do is try to set up like paper or like foam and make hair out of that, because wigs are going to be so fucking annoying to use. Yeah. I'd rather just make a fake, like, flat top wig with the little thunderbolt going up my head, so. I asked Duck before, I said, is that cultural appropriation? And he said yes, and I don't think that I agree with that.
I don't know, because who was he imitating? It was Michael Jackson, Prince, and Bobby Brown?
Somewhat. I mean, the guy is Tevin Campbell. He is living it up as the voice of Powerline. But yeah, Tevin Campbell, who had an R&B career, didn't really get anything until he was Powerline. I don't think he really got anything afterwards, but you know what I mean. That was his big
one and only break.
Yeah, like everyone loved that, and like that was like it was him doing the voice of. The singing voice, I don't know. I don't think he ever talks in the movie.
I don't believe so either.
But it's one of my favorite movies. It still holds up. Still a great movie. But yeah, there's like videos of him doing like covers of it with people, which they make it really corny by like calling all his other bandmates by the names of the characters. Like one of them's Bobby, one of them's PJ, one of them's Max. I'm like, okay, you guys are taking a little too far. It's a little bit corny. Makes me cringe. Please don't. It's just a badass couple of songs. And it's a good ass movie. And you should fucking enjoy it. But yeah. That's about it. What are you planning on doing on Halloween besides I guess taking your I don't know, dysfunctional. I don't know. I guess because kids don't really try to be like, hey, let's both be something from this. They're just like, yeah, I'm gonna do this.
They're not very good at
coordinating
costuming. Yeah.
Which is fucked up. I was making a joke back in September. I think my sister-in-law said, well, we could do Justin as Miles and Derek can be Spider-Man, and Carter can be Spider-Ham, and I'll be Gwen Stacy. And I'm like, actually, it's Ghost Spider is her name. It's not Spider-Gwen. It's like, you loser. But then I thought about it, like when I was talking to them about it with that, I was like, I should just do Powerline. Because I tried, like, I did Bob and Linda. Is it Linda? Bob's Burgers? Linda,
Yeah.
Bob and Linda? I did Bob and Linda with my ex. And then we did, what did we do last year? I know, last year I did, last year I did a Jedi, which was just me, I was just chilling. I called myself Fat Kenobi, because I felt fat in the costume. And then the year before that, we were Bob and Linda. And then the year before that, I don't remember. I didn't really try to do anything in particular. I kind of just wore all my old suits, like Captain America and my, all my different shit. But yeah, it's such a weird. I don't know. I love Halloween. I don't know. So anyway, what do you want to talk about today?
Well, while we're on the subject of spooky season,
Oh my, yes. Oh shit.
were there any video games that you played that kind of freaked you out? That I can think of a couple.
I wouldn't say freaked me out. You go ahead and start. I'll let you talk first because there's nothing really that I could think of that really creeped me out. But
So the first one was definitely the first Resident Evil. I went to my cousin's house and he was playing it, and the only thing I saw was when you walk into the first room and then the zombies there and turns around. It's all creepy.
The cutscene.
Yeah, that was like enough for me to be like, all right, I'm never touching this game, because I was probably 6
Really?
when that game came out.
So I think that was the weird part with me, where it's like we didn't get many video games to play. We definitely weren't allowed to play like Grand Theft Auto, but like when it came to that, I was playing. What was I playing? Crash and Croc and Spyro, and to be honest, we had I still probably have it, the director's cut of Resident Evil 1. I'm assuming that's I don't think I've ever seen the original.
I don't even know if there is another version.
Yeah. So that was one of the things where I would go in, kill as many zombies as I had to, because I didn't understand how the game was working. I didn't know there was puzzles involved. I went in, killed as many zombies as well. I was like, all right, that's I'm out of ammo. I killed all the zombies I know about. I guess I'll go ahead and turn it off. And I'd turn it off and then go back another time when I felt like shooting zombies. I think it was just the act of shooting something that I was enjoying. But that game wasn't really that scary. I mean, it wasn't until number 3 that I got really like kind of interested in horror, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't know how old I was at that point. But I was such interesting in. I had this kind of weird thing with that where it was like Resident Evil 3 was like, it felt like what would now be like Batman and Joker, where I thought it was so cool that Nemesis was always like after her, and it was like the two of them kind of colliding. I was like, eventually I'm gonna be able to kill this thing, right? Like it was like the same concept of number 1 coming out, where I was like, I want to shoot something. Like I'm gonna shoot this guy, right? Like I instantly went into survival horror instead of just being scared. Because like that's a lot of like, and I can talk about the survivor horror as a teenager, but like I don't think there was much growing up or as a kid that I was scared of as far as video games.
I know another one was the original Doom, and I think what creeped me out the most was like the sounds that the demons would make.
See, instantly if someone said Doom, I would think of the song, but
I don't know. I still like played it and I enjoyed playing it, but it was I don't know if it was like the sounds or just like I don't know if it was like the imagery or whatever. That was one game that like I played but was still like creeped out by, even though I played it. Like I know like Resident Evil, as soon as I saw that, I'm like I didn't touch that until I was probably in my teens.
Yeah, I don't know about me. I mean, I couldn't really. There was a game that kind of creeped me out as a kid, which was I'd have to actually, you know what? Let me look it up because I couldn't tell you the name of it. I just know that me and my brother quote it all the time. it wasn't on a like specific system. Well, it was on a CDI game. I can't think of the game what it's called.
Remember another one that my brother played was Eternal Darkness on the GameCube.
That sounded familiar. I don't think I played that one.
That was the one that had like the insanity meter while you're playing, and it would like fuck with you while you're playing it.
Oh, okay.
You would like see monsters that weren't there, or you wouldn't see monsters or something, and then it like I think at one point it shows it deleting your game, like deleting your save.
Oh shit!
Like it gets like real in depth with like the insanity
like fucks
shit.
with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think from the fact that I was playing Resident Evil the way I was, I think that's the concept of I never really got kind of. I always thought of most games as survival horror. I never really saw it as I never really saw it as like a I should be scared thing.
Yeah.
But that's just me. I'm trying to one sec because I'm always looking up. I'm also looking up this game. I found what it was called. Me and my brother used to always play a game called Mystic Midway. It's called Mystic Midway Rest in Peace. It had this fat guy in a tux. Look like I don't know. I wouldn't be able to explain him. I'll put him a picture up on screen or something. But so this guy does this whole tutorial about like. It was like a shooting gallery. You went through on a roller coaster and you would sit there. It was on a CDI, so you'd actually have to literally like aim your. It was just like you played on a remote. You didn't play on like a controller. So like the CDI back when the CDI was a thing, it was mostly just like a kind of like playing a computer game, but you had like this one thumbstick in the middle of the thing, and you'd have little, like half circles or like a quarter circle on the tops of the thumbstick. I would have to show you like a picture of the controller. But so the game is this like kind of shootout thing. You get these times where you'll go through on this ride. There's also like a shooting gallery, but there's like these things where you go through on a kind of like it's this weird roller coaster ride, and every roller coaster would be like the concept would be like something that would be scary in real life. Like, it would be like a midlife level where it's like, babies and having a wife and getting divorced and like little symbols like, wedding rings and diapers and like you have to shoot all these for bonus points. It's such a weird game when I'm explaining it now back.
Especially playing it as a kid.
Yeah. And me and my brother, there was these one skeletons you'd hit in the face, and they'd go, "Hey, buddy!" And that's what me and my brother used to always do. We'd be like, "Hey, buddy!" And it was like this weird ass thing. I have to put like footage of it. Like I'm literally watching it muted right now and just showing like it's all bringing it back. But like,
Welcome to the Mystic Midway. So, what did you do to get here?
it's such a fucking weird fucking game. It's Midway Madness though. That was one of the games that I think was the first game I was actually kind of like freaked out by. But like, I didn't think much of it at the time. It was just kind of like I was scared to play it most of the time.
Yeah. I think another one like that, like real, like original, was Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
Yeah, you explained that, and I was like, I didn't really get too much into it back when it was, happening. I don't know. I only played a few games. It was like Sonic and I don't know. It usually was mostly like a game with an anthropomorphic animal. To be honest, I just never played that one. I don't know why, but
yeah, like there was only like a couple games that like my brother would let me play with him, and like that was one. And I remember, I guess it was like just the idea of the zombies, because that was another one where I was like 4 or 5 playing that. That was before freaking PlayStation came out. And yeah, just another like idea, like I'm playing this game even though it's creeping me out, and because like I literally it was like the 2 or 3 games that my brother would let me play. but I just like stuff like that. I just like even like sticks with me to this day. Like I remember being scared of it.
Mm-hmm. It's really kind of strange because it's that concept of like I hated Outlast when it came out, and Bones was like so excited for it, and I'm like, I can't play that game because I feel completely helpless, and it doesn't really feel like a game to me. It feels like I'm just watching a movie that I'm controlling, which
Torture
isn't
porn.
which isn't what
Torture porn.
kinda yeah. It's just like, and I want to bring up something that I don't know if you know about, but I want to know what happened to it or how I can find it and play it again. But so like Resident Evil was the first kind of spot of like my love for survival horror. And I think the big one when we were in high school was that the day when Duck said he had like GameFly or something. Or he bought a game and he was like, "You should really try this game." And I'm like, "I don't know, I don't really like horror games. I'm not really doing horror." At the time I was playing like I think Call of Duty, which is ironic because of zombies. But I didn't really get in. There was a period where I just stopped playing single player games. I was just playing all co-op because I had online Halo and all them. But he had given me, because he's like, "Oh, I don't like this game. It's too scary." He'd given me Dead Space, and Dead Space was one of the ones that really brought me back to like, oh, I love these kinds of games. And it kind of brought me back to like loving horror again, because it's like that was around like that, and then I think Slither, as far as movies, like just, and I think I might have watched Jason X at that point or before that, because it had to be out by that point. Dead Space was 2008 or 2005, and I think Jason X was 2003, maybe 2002, maybe even 2001. I don't remember, but so the concept that like survival horror was like, oh, this was I've always liked this. This was always a fun thing where it's just like upgrade your guns and try to survive, was always fun to me. But I don't think I've ever gotten to a point where, I guess I don't like being scared. That's probably what I'm getting at. But yeah, I don't know. I just never really got. There weren't video games that creeped me out. Oh, you know what? There was one game, I will admit, that it wasn't scary. It just kind of creeped me out, which was Subterraria. My brother used to play it. It's like you played this small like 2D spaceship, but there was one of the boss fights was this like creepy three-headed guy's face, and it was just fucking weird. He had like almost like a football helmet on, with spikes up the top, and it's just fucking strange. And
I think I remember you explaining this game to me before.
Yeah. I definitely explained this before because it was fucking weird to me. But that was just a weird game. That it still freaked me out in the horror sense, but there was nothing really that I played that kind of scared me to play it. I always got freaked out by the Valve intro. And which is even worse is that, and I'm gonna be editing them soon, but like Half-Life Alyx, they do it, and it's in VR, and it's fucking way worse. It's almost like I take off my headset and go, let's make sure this is over. Okay, we can put it on now. Yeah, I hate that. That's one of the things I fucking absolutely do not like.
Is it just like the image of the guy with the valve in his head, or is it the music?
It's the head turn. Sometimes he turns his head in some games.
Oh.
And in the Half-Life one, he definitely does. I got caught with it once. I'm like, oh, right, Valve has this thing where the guy, like, some games they'd have it where he'd just be like, you just see the valve in the back and they'd just do the song. But there were some games, I forget which ones, but, like, some of them would just have him, like, kind of look like he's about to turn and look at you. Just to freak people out, I guess. And it fucking worked, because I was like, I don't like the fucking beginning of that game. Get that shit out of my fucking face. Because the game itself didn't scare me. It's just that fucking beginning. Fucking scared the shit out of me. And I think I remember, like, as a teen, when Saw came out for the first time, I thought that was such a stupid concept for a movie. I was like, this is fucking stupid. It just seems like, people that are into fucking torture porn or whatever, or people getting
like the violence of it,
just the concept of the movie, like it's almost like it wasn't, I didn't understand it. I was like, oh, this is like, it's almost like I took myself out of the equation and go, this is a movie. Remember that's a movie. I'm like, no, this really happened. That's how when someone explained the plot to me, or someone was explaining, it was me and my dad. I remember who exactly explained it to me. Me and my dad, and then one of his softball dads and his daughter was explaining this movie, and I'm like, this sounds fucking stupid, because I didn't want to be freaked out by it, you know? I didn't want to be scared by the concept. I just want to be like, this is fucking stupid. This is a stupid-ass movie.
I remember thinking of that with Hostel.
Ugh. No thank you. I did the same thing with Cabin Fever. I was like, that's stupid. And then I watched the movie and it was like, Cabin Fever is stupid. But yeah. There was a game I wanted to bring up that I'm sure, I don't know if you even remember it. By the way, the game that I was thinking of, there's two games. It was Midway Madness, and then it was called Rest in Peace, which was a shootout gallery thing. And then the other one was Phantom Express, which is the one where I was telling you about, where you go on a roller coaster and have to shoot things.
Yeah.
And I will send you, let me send you just a clip of someone playing it, because it was fucking weird as fuck.
It's called Your Life! That kid doesn't stop crying! He doesn't stop crying!
And it went through stages of life that would creep you out, like childhood, and then midlife, and then, like, it would just be fucking weird. But there was a game that I'm sure was supposed to be the, I guess, enigma, or the, what's the term I'm thinking of? The love child, of Resident Evil, and that was called Extermination.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember Extermination, but the concept was, it was almost like The Thing, but it was played like Resident Evil. So like it was like in a winter setting. Yep. Okay. It took place in Antarctica. And it was like this concept of this, almost to the point where not zombies, but it got to the point with where it like got to that high level of zombie, where like the ones that would have like the super muscles and the, you know, Nightmare and Nemesis and, you know, Mr. X and all that. So like there was like weapons or like weak spots on them that you had to shoot, and you could be infected, and there were like worm things, and I swear to God, it sounded like a good game, and I think I remember it being a good game. I just don't remember. I just know it was one of those things where someone could bring it up and go, "Wait a minute, that was a real thing," because I don't remember.
It's like the what's it, the Mandela effect, when people think Shaq was in that movie about being a genie.
Shaq was in that movie.
Or not Shaq,
Sinbad.
Jesus Christ. Sinbad, yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I thought you were trying to fuck with me. I was like, no, Shaq was in that movie. He rapped in it. I remember.
Yeah. I just remember Scary Movie, it's like, what movie are you watching? Shazam. That's not a scary movie. You have ever seen Shaq act?
Huh. Wait. Isn't it Kazam?
Is it Kazam or is it Shazam?
AJ, you're fucking.
No, the
now.
one with Sinbad people think is Shazam. The one with Shaq is Kazam.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, now you're fucking with me now. So extermination did it was real. It had little slugs that would try to infect you, but it played just like Resident Evil. Maybe more smoother, like you'd move smoother, but it was still like a tank controls.
Yeah.
And it was for PlayStation 2. But it was that same concept of these, like, it was this winter area where you had to kind of deal with these alien things, and it wasn't really sure what they were.
Apparently they made a Thing game.
Yeah, it was supposed to take place after the movie.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's if that makes sense. I don't know. But yeah, it's just that's one of the things. It's Midway Mad or Mystic Midway, Phantom Express, and then Extermination are two games that I'm like, I remember these and I remember them being scary or being horror games, but I couldn't fucking. They're just memories. They're just like, if someone mentioned it, it'd be like, wait, that was a real thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just I couldn't tell you. But Dead Space got me into horror now, got me back into horror and got me like really enjoying stuff. And I say all the time that the reason I love Jason's one of my favorites because I don't like Freddy's cockiness and I don't think Michael has too much character to him. But Jason, I feel like, is my favorite because of Kane and wrestling, or like Undertaker, because it's just like that unstoppable tank. And I've talked about this before.
Yeah.
But that's one of the things where it's like as a kid, that's where I grew from the love of it. But yeah, that's just me though. Oh, I guess you want to move over to do you want to move over to shit movies? Because I don't know if we've established one yet, but
We could start thinking of some.
I was gonna say this is my throw out. I'm gonna throw it out, and it's not necessarily bad, but I was gonna say Ready to Rumble, because where I'm at right now and the concept of it's not an amazing movie, but it's not like terrible. Like I enjoy it, but it's still kind of bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was trying to think of something that we both know really well, unless you have a better idea for that one. Well, actually, before that, I wanted to bring up something before we get, because that's going to be the last thing we do. Two things, actually. Actually, we could bring up the other one next week, which is football. Football starting up, and how I don't give a fuck about it. That's pretty much it. The thing I found a couple days ago, or not a couple days ago, what the fuck am I saying? The thing I found today was that Ubisoft store is now doing, and I mean, this is just me because how I am. They're making customizable figures for
Like
operators.
ops?
Yeah, for siege ops and also characters from For Honor. And you can like literally have, let's see. So a mini figure is $24.99 for 2.5 inches. And for $49.99, you can get a 4.5 inches. This is going to, of course, sound, perverted. For a small one. And then it goes up to medium is $69.99, which is 5 inches. About 5 inches. This is like roughly. But then a large is
On a good
100.
day.
God damn it. I was just waiting for it, But a large is $99.99 for a 7-inch figure of. But I think the thing is like it seems like it's too much for just a figure, and it's kind of like a statue. But you have to realize that you can customize them in certain outfits and put whatever you want on them.
Okay.
So-
Is it like those? I've seen them before. Like a lot of like Nintendo characters where it's like you could swap out like heads or hands or different like body
No,
parts.
these
or
are
something.
straight up just like a statue of something that
Oh.
you customize. I don't think they move. Because it even asks what kind of pose do you want them to have.
Okay.
So like you could do. So right now they only have the attackers they have right now, and they're gonna get more on November 18th. But right now, and I might get one eventually because it just seems cool. Like I would just get one and be like, this is pretty cool to have, and it's made the way I want it. So they have Finka, Capital as far as attackers, Fuse, Gridlock. So it's like I'm already in. Lion, IQ, and Nomad, and that's just for attackers right now. So it's like a couple attackers I use all the time, which would be pretty badass to get one. And then the defenders are a little less. It's Tachanka, Alibi, Smoke, Doc, and Ella. Now, some of these guys have the Halloween skins on them that you can use. So, like, you could literally make Ella the skin suit she has for her Halloween skin. It's literally just it looks like she's wearing human skin.
Gross.
Yeah, but it's cool. And you can decide on the skin of the gun. You could do like black ice if they have it for that choice. You could put on a certain type of skin for it. You can decide on what kind of pose they have. I mean, I think it's pretty cool. I don't know how well they'll come out. You can make it like a base where it has like your name on it. I mean, of course it's more money, but like, if I'm gonna get one, I'm gonna get a large, and I'm only gonna get one to be like,
Yeah.
I want this thing because I love this game. But I don't know. There's also For Honor, which Joe Cool was really into. I just thought it was something I found, and I was like, this is quite interesting to see, because I'll probably do something on my channel about it. Like, just do like I'll buy one and see how well it came out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like other than that, before that, all they had was a Hibana statue. They had a Hibana regular statue for like $70, and then they had her elite skin, and that's like $500 for that skin because it's like her holding the bow. It's like a statue.
Yeah.
But like I don't know what the difference between these figures are and this statue is, but I don't know. So yeah, and then we'll talk about football another time. I don't know what movie you want to talk about. That's what I didn't really think of. That's the only thing I didn't think of.
So yeah, Ready to Rumble is a good one.
Yeah,
'Cause like
and
you said, it's not a great movie, but it does have its moments.
Yeah, and I think that's
And-
interesting because it's I don't know, it's funny, but I don't think it's funny to everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like Euro Trip is another one.
Yeah. That's a perfect example too. We could even talk about that one, but like I was trying to think of one that we both knew, so we didn't have to watch ahead of time, because that's what we're gonna probably do for these like segments, to just be watch a shitty movie we never seen before, or one of us hasn't seen before, and be like, either why the fuck did they make this movie, or why did they do this thing in this movie?
Yeah.
I don't know. It felt very much like as far as Ready to Rumble, it felt very much like a watch WCW kind of propaganda. But I mean, like,
Yeah.
I guess that's why it got made. Everybody is in it at the time. Like, they have fucking small guys like Billy Kidman and Disco Inferno? Yeah, I think that's what the guy's name was. But they have, like, you know, Booker T, I think, is just a small part. Doesn't say anything. He just appears and helps out the king. But, like, there's good parts in it. It's just kind of silly. And I think, like, we honestly didn't need the movie, but I'm glad we got it, because it's like, there's a lot of movies that didn't need to be made, but I still enjoy it. As a kid, I didn't understand the Sal Mandini thing. Because I thought that was
Bandini want to wrestle?
I thought that was a legitimate wrestler. And he's not.
No, he's a pedophile.
I'm sorry?
Isn't he?
The actor?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I didn't know that.
I think so. I'm not
But is
100% on it.
I'm gonna go to IMDb right now for Ready to Rumble. But you got so the premise of the movie, Scott Kahn's son is in it, David Arquette. What else? Goldberg. I wanted to say Chris Jericho, but that was MacGruber.
The hell's his name? The guy that plays King.
Oliver Platt.
That's it.
A lot of Scott Kahn, James Kahn's son, who was now in Hawaii Five-0. I don't know if Hawaii Five-0 is still on, but
Probably
I have to say that I can't pronounce his name, but Joe Pantarello.
Joe Pantoliano.
You sure? Just in all movies, just a great bad guy.
Yeah.
As
He's
Titus
a good
Sinclair. Yeah, Titus Sinclair in this. He's a good bad guy, and this is a guilty pleasure of mine. And Percy Jackson, he plays the stepdad, and I love that movie. He was a dick in that too. He was a dick in Matrix. In the Matrix.
He was.
You know, he's just a dick in a bunch of stuff. Sopranos. Although I'm just looking at now, he was the captain in Bad Boys, so he wasn't a bad guy in all movies. Not in all of them. I'm trying to see what else. For For some reason, he was in a SpongeBob episode. Okay.
That's a weird get for SpongeBob, but okay.
Yeah. I mean, SpongeBob has had a bunch of weird people in that show.
Johnny Depp.
What?
It had Johnny Depp in one episode. He was like a surfer.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, one of the weirdest Johnny Depp cameos is fucking King of the Hill. He plays this one like yoga guy, and he makes these weird fucking sounds. He's like, trying to think of what else. So, something. It's just listen. If you're listening to this and you haven't watched Ready to Rumble yet, it's really a product of the times. It's not bad, but again, it's interesting, I would say.
Definitely an acquired. No, I wouldn't say acquired, but like
yeah,
eclectic.
it's more of
You either love it or you hate it.
Exactly. Well, I don't even think that. I think it's more so it's the concept of like you really need to be a wrestling fan to be like, oh, I enjoy this movie, because it seems like it does kind of border on the lines of like the realness of it all.
Like the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah. Supposedly, okay, this doesn't make any sense. Supposedly it says uncredited, John Cena is in the gym when the King and Goldberg talk.
Probably see like his back.
Yeah, you see his back. It says he's uncredited as Gym Rat. I don't know if I believe that. And also, let me see here. Supposedly, I don't know if this is actually, let's see here. Yes, his David Arquette's dad is in the movie. I didn't even know that. He plays the King's dad. When they yell at them.
Yeah. Oh. Doesn't he call him a freak or something?
Yeah. He says something like, I love it too, because like Scott Caan's character says to him, he took care of you, why, and points to the dad and goes, when you died.
Oh yeah, and when you died in the war or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like, you realize what you just said, right? It's such a
kick your ass, freak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a product of the times, but like it's such a fucking good movie. Oh my god. And it's like you can tell that there was like actual care put into it to not disrespect wrestling. Cuz it's like, even I don't know if you know, but David Arquette's like he wrestles now all the time.
Yeah.
Like he does like deathmatch shits and like just indie wrestling. It's fucking crazy. I'm gonna see what else this guy did, but like another great part of that movie is Gordy's dad, just the cop.
Yeah. Harpoon his ass.
It's just a fucking great movie. I don't know what it is. It's like I think I explained this to you. I don't know if it was on the podcast or not, but I remember exactly where I was when I saw that movie the first time.
Yeah.
It's such a weird concept. Like, just please, if you're listening, go back and watch it. It's pretty. I'm gonna say it's kind of terrible, but it's enjoyable to me at least. It's just fucking weird. Anyway. I don't know how long we've been talking for.
Wow.
A while.
Wow.
A while. Yeah, I don't know. I think that'll be it, unless you want to talk more about Ready to Rumble.
I mean, I'm always down to talk about Ready to Rumble.
It's such a fucking good movie. I'll be honest, it's a fucking good movie. I think Oliver Platt really makes it though. Like him as the king, and that's the fact that like he's a fictional character. He's not like Goldberg or like. Or like Diamond Dallas Page for some reason is like the bad guy. It's just so fucking weird to be like these are real people, these are real wrestlers, but then you have Oliver Platt who's just some guy who's kind of washed up because of course you're not going to put a real wrestler in that position because they're going to think it's like a real thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just I love it so much. I was trying to look up any of the Sal Mandini pedophile things, but I could not find anything. Unless he was a pedophile in the movie.
Is he Roman Polanski?
No, that's not Roman Polanski. No.
Who the hell's Roman Polanski then?
I believe he was a director. Martin Landau.
Oh, Martin Landau.
He won a fucking Oscar, damn it.
And he probably fucked a kid or two.
Oh my god. Who was the other one that was... Oh yeah, Roman Polanski did Chinatown. I don't know if he's a pedophile or not.
I don't know why I thought he was Roman Polanski.
That's fine.
I'm an idiot.
Who was the other one? Someone was talking about... Oh, I was watching Dead Meat do their podcast the other day, and they were talking about how much... So they're talking about how the fact that Squid Game... Not to bring this back, but Squid Game is a comment on capitalism. And
okay.
So I was like, I get that. It's completely understandable. Like, capitalism, everyone needs money, and capitalism is, it's just, it's a horrible thing or whatever. People are all suffering, and all the rich people are watching us suffer. But then I loved it because I saw an article that said that that North Korea is praising the movie because it shows the awfulness of capitalism. They're like, yeah, we're not cool. Squid Game is showing you how cool communism can be and how capitalism sucks ass. Like, I love that.
I thought Squid Game would be the thing that unites North and South Korea.
No, it's not. It's just North Korea who's saying, hey, guess what? This is a perfect example of why communism works. And South Korea's like, we don't know about that. It's just a movie. And they're like, yep, no, we're right. But yeah, it's just fucking weird. And of course, I'll have a season 2 of that shit. But anyway, I think that'll be where we stop. I would say if you get a chance, buy a CDI, buy Mystic Midway Phantom Express.
Play thousands of dollars to play this game.
Yes, play the shit out of it, and then if you have time to try the Mystic Midway, Rest in Peace.
And then go watch Ready to Rumble.
And then go watch Ready to... Actually, you know what? Go watch Ready to Rumble first, because that doesn't cost that much money. It shouldn't.
I rent that on Amazon pretty cheap.
Exactly. And then also buy Extermination, which is another great game. But yeah, I think that's it for us. We're gonna do... what do you want to shoot for? You want to shoot for... Actually, you know what we could do? Which would be kind of sweet. I think we'll shoot for Kibble's next episode.
There we go. We keep talking about wrestling. We got to bring him on eventually.
Well, yeah, and I'm thinking that maybe we'll talk about Eurotrip next episode.
There you go. Yeah, because I remember we all watched that together at one of our sleepovers.
And then we could... Yeah, exactly. That's why I think I saw it with you guys. So I think that'd be a perfect movie to do for the shit movie. Problem is that there's going to be one thing that I'm going to have an issue with, is that I absolutely hate Scotty Doesn't Know.
All right, I'm gonna have to quit the podcast. This is gonna be my life.
All right, yeah. See, all right. See, I'm shaking your hand right now. All right, it's been a good run.
Eminem like, "Yeah, go fuck yourself, bitch," and just fucking pushes her down.
I didn't get that part either. Like, why the fuck did he? He goes, or we could. He's like, we could get a big fire, or a loud noise, and then you're like, oh, they're gonna team up, and then he just pushes her, and he just pushes her down the thing. It's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and she goes the same way Ernesto de la Cruz did.